Did fraud change the results of the 2020 presidential election? With strong opinions on both sides of that question, Americans may never agree. But even if, for the sake of argument, not one ballot was fraudulent or miscounted, there are still reasons the 2020 election should concern you. Using the coronavirus pandemic as an excuse, hundreds of millions of private dollars from one billionaire flooded into governmental election offices, disproportionately benefiting Democrats. In 2020, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his wife contributed $350 million to the Center for Tech and Civic Life, or CTCL, money that was then given to local boards of election nationwide. CTCL claimed its grants were nonpartisan and simply aimed at underwriting safe elections during a pandemic. But was that really CTCL's agenda? In March 2020, former Obama campaign manager David Plouffe was employed by Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan. That month, he published a book in which he wrote that the 2020 election would be a, quote, block-by-block street fight, so Democrats needed to turn out their urban base, particularly in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan. That is exactly what CTCL did. In Wisconsin, Zuckerberg and CTCL spent approximately $47 per voter in known Democratic districts, and only about $7 per voter in Republican districts. In the Democratic-leaning Philadelphia suburb of Delaware County, Zuckerberg's funding helped provide one ballot drop box for every 4,000 voters. But in the state's known Republican counties, there was only one drop box for every 72,000 voters. CTCL provided Philadelphia itself with a massive $10 million, an 81% hike in the city election office's typical annual budget, which was overwhelmingly used to fund mail-in voting. And the election's results showed those mail-in votes massively favored Democrats. CTCL's explicit goal was to, quote, encourage and increase absentee voting, despite the recognized security issues that surround absentee voting. In Muskegon, Michigan, CTCL's funding was used to pay for a media campaign to encourage voters to mail in their ballots. In Lansing, Michigan, CTCL funds were used to mail out absentee ballot applications to every remaining registered voter who had not already requested a mail-in ballot. There's no question Zuckerberg and CTCL's strategy affected the election results. Across the battleground state of Georgia, 9 of the 10 counties with the greatest shifts toward the Democratic presidential candidate between 2016 and 2020 received CTCL money. The IRS allows nonprofits like CTCL to register voters and help get out the vote, but they aren't allowed to help just one party. Some things shouldn't be done by nonprofits on either side of the aisle. What Zuckerberg and CTCL did may not be fraud, but under the guise of pandemic relief, private dollars made voting a lot easier for Democrats while doing much less for Republicans and risking the security of our election for everyone. I'm Scott Walter. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and read our report on the CTCL in Georgia. Thanks for watching.